Hey, everybody, this is Lindsay, and I am excited to share with you that I just hit my 30 days of not being a couch potato. And since it's crazy psycho hot outside, I decided to do something a little indoorsy today and chat with you and let you know what my first 30 days of not being a fat ass looks like, especially as I'm getting close to 50, because I want to be fit by 50. I'm a podcaster, so I just love my intro music, and you're just going to have to deal with it because, haha, you probably are never going to hit subscribe and like or whatever the thing is for YouTube fun. But anywho, I never did properly introduce myself. My name is Lindsay, and I am pushing 50, as in 48 this year. I know, it's crazy. Quick backstory, you probably saw it on a video or two before, but I tried to climb a mountain back in June and it whipped my butt. I did make it though, despite a lot of swear words that came out of my mouth, and that was my catalyst that said, hey, you need to make a life change. I've come to this on multiple occasions before, but not once have I actually followed through on any of it. And for me to hit 30 days of actually trying is huge. And my exercise and my lifestyle change of choice has been rucking. And before you go, what the ruck are you talking about? Rucking is just getting outside and walking. I enjoy walking. I really do. I'm not a runner. I have no plans on trail running. I have no plans on running. That just seems crazy. But I like to get outside, enjoy my time, and go for a walk. And at some point, that walk becomes easy. And once something becomes easy, your body just adapts and it's not going to do anything. So you say, hey, you're going to work a little harder. And you can do things like adding elevation gain or putting a weight on your back. And just the act of putting weight on your back is rucking. And that added weight allows you to work a little harder than you normally would otherwise. It also has some other cool benefits. So I want to go through the pros and cons of my first 30 days of how rucking has changed who I am and who I want to be and what my goals are. So we're going to start with the pros, because why am I doing this? What have I seen in the first 30 days that has made me decide I'm sticking with this? I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure it out, and it changes every single day. But I've noticed in 30 days of trying is I want to. I gotta tell you, I want to. Like, I'm rather annoyed that it's crazy hot outside right now and I'm not out there. I'm almost using that as an excuse. I would use it as an excuse, except for it's my 0 day, meaning I've worked pretty hard over the past week and I need my body to rest. Like, I'm achy, my knees are starting to feel kind of crispy, so I needed to rest. But my attitude is the number one thing that I've seen change, where I've gone out and had to do everything for 30 days. And it's what I've done has been anything from literally going for a walk to actively doing strength training. Right now, I'm so out of shape that my own body weight is more than I can handle. And I'm struggling to do simple things like lunging, or I'm fairly okay at squats because I have a farm, so I do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to that. Like, I can pick up a hay bale and chuck it, no problem. But apparently I've never attempted to lunge with a hay bale, so I found something that I can't do. Taxing my body so that I actually feel fatigue. I've never pushed myself to the point of being, ooh, that actually did something and I can feel it the next day. Not in a bad way, actually in a good way. And because I've made these physical changes where I'm pushing myself a little extra every single day, I'm noticing it. I'm a big fitness, like, I love the Apple Watch. I love data. Give me data. Lots of data. And the Apple Watch does that for me. And so I'm able to actually monitor changes in myself. And if I go back into my history and I look at, the past 1, 2, 3 years, because I've been wearing this thing forever and a day, I literally can watch, woo, and it just burned and crashed and exploded in a fireball of rage and fatness. And I really love cheese. But anyway, as I've been doing this, I've been slowly watching those stats creep up, and in the best changes way as possible. Stats I'm talking about is heart rate variability. It's actually increased over the past month, which is good. A higher the number, the better. It means my heart is having to work less. My resting heart rate is actually getting lower. I really freaked out because my resting heart rate was in the 70s, and that kind of made me have a little concern. And now I'm getting down to the 60s. So that tells me my heart is having to work less. You only got so many beats in your ticker. Why are you wasting them, right? My VO2 max is increased. I am still in the poor category for my age range, so that's kind of scary. So having that efficiency of how I'm using the oxygen in my body start to slowly creep up makes me very happy. I've also noticed when I'm out actually working, like I do a lot of steep hills in the Alleghenies when I go down that direction to visit family. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, kind of like mimicking what is in the Adirondacks, which is my favorite place to be. And that's my goal here, is to go climb a few mountains of the 80Ks, because that is my first home. Like, I crossed that blue line and so many memories come back, and I just want to be there. Every ounce of me, I coming up Route 28, going into it, and I literally feel all the weight of my shoulders flip off, but that's beside the point. As I'm going up and I'm making huge vertical gain, I've noticed that I'm stopping less. I'm able to push myself farther. My heart rate isn't getting above 160. If you recall in earlier videos, I was up to 170 beats per minute just going up a steep grade, and like I could feel it pounding in my ears. I'm like, my God, I'm going to die of a heart attack right here. And that'd be a bad thing, because, I mean, then people realize the stupid shit I carry in my backpack. Seriously, I did an entire week's worth of laundry and put it in my bag and just walked around for 2 miles. So my recovery time is so much faster. And then the one thing, I don't know about you guys, but the older I get, the more this means something. I'm sleeping better. It's not a lot. It's just a half-hour change I've noticed. But I'm sleeping better. Like, I'm not waking up. Or if I do wake up, I wake up and I'm like, let's go do something. Like, I'm not waking up exhausted. I used to, the little sleep app I use, it asks you, like, how rested are you? And I'm like, screw you, shut up. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to click that little button that says I'm rested. And the last milestone for the pro list is I now can do a lunge without tearing my butt. And I seriously did tear my butt. It hurt so bad for 2 weeks. There's muscle fatigue for 2-3 days in a good way. And then there's you tore a muscle. Ow. Don't do that again. But I can actually do a lunge. So yay. Those are all my pros. I love it. I am so excited in 30 days to be able to report that those are the good things. So what's the bad, right? The number one bad thing, the scale's not moving. I mean, I'm a chunky monkey. I'm like, look at, I don't know what this is. Like, I'm not fat, but I'm not fit either. And I've done calorie counting diets before, and it works. I can make the scale go down, yay. But I'm a miserable. Yeah, it's a motivational killer. Like, I get up, my attitude's like I want to, until I step on the scale, and the scale says you don't want to. But then I go out and I do it anyways, because apparently it's a rucking high, and that is not a swear word. Body fatigue is a con. As I said, I've never pushed myself before, and period. Like, I don't. I just, if something starts to get hard, I'm like, I'll find an easier way. On the farm, you know, when we first bought the place, it was a shovel and a wheelbarrow. That's all I could afford at the time. Now I'm like, look, tractor. It used to have to stack 500 to 800 bales of hay by hand in the barn. No, now I feed round bale hay. I just stab it with a spear and just move it, and I don't have to physically do anything on the farm. I do muck out stalls. I do have to pick up, 50-pound feed bags. I still feed some squares. They're 50 to 75 pounds a piece, but I'm feeding 1 or 2 a week, not, 3 to 8 a day type of thing. Body fatigue is new to me, and I'm learning to like it, not hate it. And the first 2 weeks were incredibly difficult, to the point I did almost give up. Those first 2 weeks were bad. Like, I used the handicap stall in the bathroom and slowly lowered my butt onto the toilet kind of bad, especially after when I tore my butt. That one really hurt. Now I found out where the uncomfortableness of working out, when that becomes actual pain versus just being uncomfortable. Apparently I had to figure that out the hard way. But now that I know where that limit is, I'm more willing to push myself to that point before it actually gets there. And I know when to stop. It's not a lot of reps for me yet. And they're like, do 5 reps of this. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing 1. And I tore my butt. Now I can do like 2, maybe 3 reps before I have to give up. So it's slowly changing. And it's that slow change I can finally start to see and feel. I gave myself 2 years to go from fat to fit by 50. That's what I want to be. I want to be fit by 50. I want to be able to go and, do the Cranberry Lake 50. Maybe fit by 50 with 50. Boy, my husband's going to kill me if I actually try to do that, because there's no way he's joining me. So it'll be a solo hike. Whatever. Who cares? It'll be fun. I'll get eaten by a bear. Well, at least that's what my mom thinks. I mean, I remember banging pots and pans. I remember climbing Algonquin on a can of tuna fish split between 7 people, for crying out loud. I can do this. I've done it in the past. There is a memory in me where I was mountain fit, and it can come back. And I'm hoping I can be that person. But I'm going to do it slow. I'm going to do it the right way because of knee pain. It turns out you need hip muscles and every muscle in your leg. If you don't use them, your knees suffer, and I'm starting to get Rice Krispie knees, and things are going to snap, crackle, pop, and it just sounds like I always thought every time I sat down on the toilet, there was somebody who's crinkling a plastic bag. It turns out I'm the plastic bag that's going. It's me. I'm the problem. Slow and correct is my focus, more so than pushing myself harder than I should. I don't want to be in the injury category. I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Knee pain is a big thing. I really am focusing on those correct form on my exercises and doing strength training. I think I've consumed way too many videos on knee exercises. Unfortunately, going slow and steady is boring. So boring. I can only walk the same 2 kilometers so many times. We're doing the same loop down and back so many times. At least I'm not on a treadmill yet. When winter comes and I'm stuck indoors, with the exception of an excursion outdoors every now and again, it's going to be different. Right now I can go out and, bang out a couple of miles and come back, and at least, it's a car that passes me on the road or the jogger I see every morning that refuses to say hi to me. There's something out there to do. There's podcasts, there's YouTube videos you can listen to. I don't know. Maybe I'll be your voice in your ear for a little bit of your trip, but it's so boring. I need to come up with something where I can keep myself occupied, because hello ADHD brain, this is why I'm doing YouTube videos for everything under the sun. And I also do them to keep myself on track and motivated. So that lucky you get to watch an ADHD brain crazy Gen Xer try to stick with something. This ought to be interesting, because I find every excuse in the book to say, I don't want to, not right now. I gotta have migraine. I'm dehydrated. I'm hungover and I puked. Yeah, it turns out the farm doesn't care if I'm hung over and puking, so why should going out and getting a hike in? And I don't know what would give you the idea that I'd ever be hungover ever. By the way, brown liquor's my poison. I love Buffalo Trace. I love Scotch. Maybe I should maybe I need a flask that I can put in my pack and then just like have a shot at the top of any mountain I do. Okay. You know what? I'm getting off track. It's time to wrap this up so I don't bore you all and you want to actually come back. But those are my pros. My attitude changes. I'm seeing physical changes. I have recovery times that are lower between, vertical climbs. My sleep is improving. I can do a lunge. Unfortunately, the scale isn't moving. I have body fatigue, and my first 2 weeks tried to kill me. Crunchy knee pain, and I'm bored off my gourd right now because slow and steady wins the race. But I hope that you will join me. And if you enjoyed anything that I babbled about today, please hit that like, subscribe button. I don't know what it does, but apparently it's a thing and everybody says you should do it. So, get on the gravy train and all. And I will see you guys probably on the top of the mountain next. My goal and reason why I started this whole crazy is I want to do the Fulton trifecta. That is Black Bear Mountain, Rocky Point, and Bald Mountain with the fire tower at the top. I haven't decided if I'm going to do this over multiple days or be a crazy ass bitch and try to do it all in one day. It will all depend on what my kneecaps are doing. So this week is all about rest and stretching and getting myself, maybe push myself once on a Wednesday. I think on Wednesday will be my push day. I'll have enough recovery time and then go up to the mountains and have a good time up there. So we'll see what this week brings me and stay tuned for more trail fun. I went and bought a new camera, so maybe my trail videos aren't so boring with my selfie phone sitting out there and I can keep you guys a little more entertained because I have bad habits. Here's to keeping it fit by 50. Get out there, do something, don't be lazy, and just ruck off for now. I'll see you next time.